On the 133rd episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast, we're going to be talking about the NFL playoffs and some new head coaching positions. We have some record-breaking MLB contracts to discuss. The National Championship is tomorrow, and we'll be ranking the top 5 players in the transfer portal. Make sure you use code HatTrick Sports. We're checking out at w.gg for 10% off your order. Roll it! Welcome to HatTrick Sports, starring your host, Isaiah Carpenter. Bringing you the biggest sports headlines every week. This is the HatTrick Sports Podcast. First started off with NFL news. Let's talk about the biggest NFL signing, which is actually a head coach. John Harbaugh, who was the head coach of the Ravens for 18 seasons before getting fired just the other week, has officially signed a 5-year deal with the Giants. John Harbaugh is going to be the head coach of the Giants for the next 5 years. The Giants have potential. I know Giants in the past few years, horrible, horrendous. I think they have the 5th overall pick this year. It was the first, it was like the second, and they get Abdul Carter last year. They've been absolutely horrible the last few seasons, but, you know, you think about it. This season, they had some injuries, and, you know, they were getting up there. They didn't have the first overall pick. They went all the way up to number 5, which means they were the 25th best team in the NFL this year. But think about it. You got Jackson Dart, you got your QB, you got Malik Neighbors, a great wide receiver, and then the insane guy, Cam Scatabo, the running back. So you have those three, and then you add Harbaugh on top of it. Giants might be a legit team next season. Now, I'm not saying they're going to have a winning record. I'm not going to say that they're going to go into the playoffs. I'm not going to say any of that, but I'm just saying they're going to have more than 5 wins next season, which is good. This is a good start for the Giants. This is a good upbringing of the Giants franchise. So like I said, John Harbaugh agreed to the 5-year deal. I thought that he was either going to go to the Giants or Dolphins, and then, I don't know, I couldn't see him going to the Steelers, but immediately before Mike McDaniel got fired, I was thinking, oh, he's going to go to the Giants. Again, they have Neighbors, they have Scatabo, they have Jackson Dart. So yeah, they're going to be trying to make a turnaround. This is the official HatTrick Sports projected record for the 2026 season. I have the Giants going 8-9, which you might be like, Isaiah, a losing record. Yes, it's a losing record, but guess what? It's better than seasons past, and I think Harbaugh's going to be a big part of that. Again, you need healthy guys. You need Dart, Scatabo, and Neighbors to be healthy. You're good. You're set. You guys can get 8 wins. I didn't even look at their entire schedule. But yeah, that is a big signing here in the NFL. Another head coaching position. Kevin Stefanski, the old Browns head coach, has officially signed with the Falcons. He went 8-26 the last 2 seasons in Cleveland. He is not a very good coach, even though he is a 2-time coach of the year, I believe 2020 and 2023, when the Browns made the playoffs in the seasons that he was coaching. And the Falcons, I think, ended up 8-9 last season, and they fired Raheem Morris, and I think replaced with somebody who's not much better. Stefanski, I don't think, is a great coach. It could just be the team, the Browns, but yeah, I just don't see him. I don't see Stefanski making the Ravens a better team than 8-9. Now, sure, the Falcons have been worse in the past, and the last few seasons, like, Falcons, they definitely got better this season, but yeah, Stefanski's not going to fix that problem. But it's funny, Matt Ryan actually hired him. So the Falcons made like a new position in the front office. It's president of football operations. It's kind of like what the Dodgers have with Andrew Friedman. Like the Dodgers GM doesn't really do anything. It's the president of baseball operations. But Matt Ryan, who's obviously one of the franchise's best QBs, if not best player of all time, hired Stefanski, which is a little interesting. It's a little weird to think about Matt Ryan hiring Stefanski to be the next head coach of the Falcons, but you know, it happens. It happens. That's enough news. I also think, LaFleur signed, but we don't have time for all of that. Let's talk about, we're going to talk more about the playoffs and last night's Bills-Broncos game. The Bills-Broncos game in the divisional rounds went into overtime. You know, the Broncos were up, I believe, 21-7 at half, and then at the end of the fourth quarter, it was tied 30-30. They ended up going into overtime, where the Broncos ended up winning. It was a wild pass interference, personal fouls, roughing the passer, flags, turnovers. Wild. It was a wild second two halves of the 5-quarter game. But Bo Nix broke a bone in his ankle in overtime of that divisional game, and that sucks. You know, you're the 1 seed, you're the Broncos. This is their year. If they're going to have a year, this would be the year. And literally, like the third to last play of the game, there was, obviously in that last drive, there was a whole bunch of flags called on a pass interference. They're just going deep, guys putting their hands up, whatever. But in one of those plays, there was a roughing the passer and a pass interference flag on that play. And obviously, the Broncos were going to decline the roughing the passer to get the pass interference so they could get up the field more. But on that play, where that flag was declined, and the Broncos really didn't benefit anything of it and only lost their QB being roughed. They roughed the passer. Bo Nix broke his ankle. His ankle went not good. Not good at all for the Broncos. You know, you beat the Bills. The only team, like, especially if the Texans win, oh my goodness, the Broncos would have been set for the Super Bowl. But no, Bo Nix, the young guy, the old college, young NFL guy, he's out for the season. He's going to have surgery, I believe, Tuesday in Alabama. But this is not good. He's out for the rest of the playoffs. And, now Denver will play either the Texans or the Patriots, whoever wins in a couple hours today. Again, by the time this comes out, that game will be done with. But Jarrett Stidham is going to be the starting QB for the rest of the playoffs. Now, whether that's one game or whether that's 2 games, that's the ultimate question. I'm hoping 2 games. I'm hoping, as a Seahawks fan, who have secured their spot in the NFC Championship game, I'm so hoping that the second string Broncos QB can get the job done next week. I'm so hoping. And the Seahawks also need to get the job done too. But Jarrett, he's 1-3 in his NFL starts. He played for the Raiders for a little bit, but 1-3 in his NFL starts, and then going straight into the AFC Championship game against either the Patriots or Texans. Not good. This is not going to be good for him or the Broncos. So I think whoever wins today's game, I think the Patriots or I think the Texans will go on to the Super Bowl just because Bo Nix isn't with the Broncos. It sucks. I'm not a Broncos fan. I'm not a Bills fan. I'm not a fan of the AFC. That sucks. I mean, you have a guy who's 1-3 in his NFL career. It's just an unfortunate loss for the 1 seed. But we're going to keep talking about NFL playoffs. So we're down to the wire now. We are down to 6 teams at the time of this recording. By the time this comes out, it will be 4 teams. But the Seahawks, oh my goodness, Sam Darnold with the oblique injury, he was doubtful to play. He ended up playing and scoring 41 points against the division rivals. And the defense, man, Seattle's defense is it's perfect. Seattle's defense is perfect. Only giving up 6 points to the 49ers, which is 3 more than last time they played each other a couple weeks ago. But I'll take 6 points, man. Oh my god, I couldn't sleep. I don't mean to get personal. I try not to get personal on this podcast. But when Kyle Tucker signs with the Dodgers that night, it took me forever to fall asleep. And then I woke up in the middle of the night having a dream that the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. I couldn't go back to sleep. I got 3 hours of sleep that night. I was just so excited. It's a great time to be a Dodgers and Seahawks fan right now. You guys are going to call me bandwagons. I've been a Dodgers fan my entire life. I've been a Seahawks fan since probably 2017. Probably 2017, 2018. It's a great time. It's a great time to be a Seahawks fan. So the Seahawks will play either the Rams or the Bears. Now, the Rams are favored to win, and I think that the Rams will win, but I'm so hoping for the Bears to win. It's being played in Chicago, which is good. But if the Bears win, Seahawks, easy Super Bowl win. Easy. I repeat that. Easy Super Bowl win if the Bears win. I'm so excited, bro. I'm so excited for these Seahawks. It's my first time, in my time being a Seahawks fan, it is the first time that the Seahawks have made it to the NFC Championship game. which is very exciting. I think the last time they made it was 2014, obviously the year that they won. But, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the Seahawks. This is the team. Sam Darnold, you're good. Just stay good for 2 more weeks. That's all we need. That's all we need from you. 2 weeks for the rest of your life. JSN, be good. Oh, my goodness. Rashid Shaheed, just beautiful return. Couldn't ask for better. Even the kicker tried to slide tackle you. And you know what you did? You scored, because we are going to be Super Bowl champions. I'm already planning for stuff. There's already a whole bunch of stuff with HatTrick Sports planned for if the Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl. It's going to be a great night. We have 3 weeks. We have exactly 3 weeks, I believe, we have 21 days from right now till the Super Bowl. 3 weeks. You have 3 more stuff. You have this week, which is going to be a divisional week. Next week is going to be the championship week. And then it's the Pro Bowl. And then it's the Super Bowl. But it sucks. It sucks that the Seahawks have such a great team and so many good players, but nobody's going to be eligible for the Pro Bowl because they're going to get ready for the Super Bowl. Watch the Seahawks lose in the championship series next week. That would be horrible. But we need the Bears to win. To win. This is being filmed before the Patriots-Texans game and the Bears-Rams game. I think that the Patriots beat the Texans, and then the Patriots, again, without Bo Nix, the Patriots should blow through the Broncos. So like in my perfect bracket, I did have the Patriots and Seahawks facing each other in the Super Bowl. Oh my goodness. Imagine a Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl. Oh my goodness, imagine the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. I cannot wait for the Super Bowl and for the Seahawks to beat. I'm hoping the Bears. I'm so hoping the Bears. All right, enough about that, because my mind's got to get off of that. It's just, I can't stop smiling thinking about how the Seahawks could potentially win the Super Bowl. But MLB news. We are moving on to MLB news. A record signing. Kyle Tucker signs a record deal with the Dodgers. 4 years, $240 million. That is a $60 million AAV. Oh my goodness. Kyle Tucker, the biggest free agent that was on the market, signs a $60 million a year deal with the Dodgers. What is going on? That is the second highest AAV in MLB history. The only person that has a higher average annual value is Shohei Ohtani, $70 million a year. And that's obviously before deferrals. And AAV is just before deferrals. Wild. $60 million a year. For 4 years, Kyle Tucker, he said he wanted a short-term deal. The Dodgers gave him money for a long-term deal, but signed for a short-term deal. Overpaid. I'll be the first to say overpaid. But the Dodgers, man, this is nuts. This is wild. He was the best free agent on the market. He wanted a short-term deal. People are mad at the Dodgers. It's 29 versus 1. The Dodgers are in their villain era. They're in their villain arc. This is nuts. But with this signing, the MLB will more than likely go into a lockout after this season, and then once they come out of the lockout, there will more than likely be a salary cap. Just because the Dodgers, I have all the tax trackers and stuff up here. The Dodgers tax payroll. Oh my goodness. So the Dodgers. Oh my, I can't even say this number. The Dodgers payroll in 2026 is $413,597,413, which means that they are being taxed over $161 million. Now that's just taxed. That's the luxury tax that the Dodgers have to pay. There are 11 teams in the MLB that don't even have a payroll of over $161 million. So that means that the Dodgers are basically paying an entire team's salary just in tax. That won't benefit them at all. So you guys can get mad at the Dodgers all you want, but guess what? We are paying your team's salary in tax. That's nuts. That is wild. So you guys can't really be mad at the Dodgers. Dodgers really don't care about money, though. They care about winning. Your owners have the same money, though. Your owners have the same money. And, like, do you want the Dodgers just to give up? Do you want the Dodgers to be like, fine, you outbid us, you can have Kyle Tucker? No, the Dodgers are looking for that three-peat. We're looking for that hat trick, that third ring. We're going to have three rings on this hand this time next year, and you guys are still going to be mad, and they're going to do the hat trick. They're going to do the hat trick. They're going to have three. Wow, it's wild. Three-peat. They're going to three-peat next year. But then it's also like one of those things, like every single series, they're going to play, 40 to 50. Yeah, they're going to play 40 to 50 series next year. If a team wins one game in that series, that's their World Series. They're going to be like, oh my goodness, we beat the $500 million Dodgers. That's what it's going to turn into. And when the Dodgers lose, everybody's going to be like, how did the Dodgers lose? How did the Dodgers lose? It's baseball. It's not like football. Nobody's going to go undefeated. The Dodgers are still, I think their over-under wins right now is like at 101 after signing Tucker. The Dodgers are still going to lose a third of their games. That's just how baseball works. And people have to understand that before the season goes on. Now, that being said, if the Dodgers don't make the playoffs or if the Dodgers are first rounded, yeah, you have all the right to say that. Hey, you guys spent $500 million and lost in the DS. Fine, whatever. But, I mean, this Kyle Tucker deal is insane. Oh my goodness, it's just absolutely insane. Yeah, so now they have $161 million in tax this season, which is higher than 11 MLB teams' total salaries. $30 million of the 240 is deferred, which I think the Dodgers strategically did that because they think that there will be a salary cap in 2027, so they're trying to slow down on the deferred money, because I don't know what's going to happen with that, because Shohei Ohtani, after he's done, the Dodgers have $38 million a year, 10 years, each year for 10 years after Shohei's done. So I don't know how that's going to work with the salary cap. Is that going to go towards the salary cap, or are they going to have to trade guys? Like, I don't really know. Are they going to have to drop guys? Like, we're going to be over the salary cap. The Dodgers are going to be over the salary cap. Do we have to trade guys, drop guys? I don't know what's going to happen there. We'll talk more about it later in the podcast. But, yeah, there's just a ton of deferred money. I can't believe how much the Dodgers are worth. So, yeah, the Dodgers' total worth, this is with the payroll plus the tax, is worth Why can't I move this? I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, I don't know. It's not working. Yeah, the Dodgers are worth, just this season, the Dodgers are worth $575.5 million. It's nuts. That is absolutely wild. I don't know what's going on here with the internet, but yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, the Dodgers are entering their villain era. I'm gonna make shirts that go villain era, probably with the LA logo with the villain. So be it. So be it. It's 29 against 1. Guess what? That one's going to win every time. We've won the last 2. What's not to say the next 5? Yeah, it's wild. And I wasn't even going to talk about this. And I want the Dodgers, and I'm truly, like, I know I'm going to get clowned for this. I truly think that the Dodgers should trade for Tarik Skubal. We have the prospects. We have the best farm system in the MLB. Trade all of those guys. I do not care about prospects when we're the Los Angeles Dodgers. We have relievers. We have plenty of pitching. But the thing is, there will have to be... I was talking to this guy. This isn't my thought process. I was talking to this guy. And he was saying, yeah, the Dodgers can get Skubal, but the Dodgers already have like 6 starters, plus Shohei. So what's going to happen when you have 7 to 8 starters? You're going to have to send some of those guys to the bullpen. And nobody's going to want to do that. Nobody's going to want to pitch from the bullpen. So that, I do get that point. And that's why the Tarik Skubal thing is probably not going to work out, just because we're going to have to send a literal Cy Young award. We're probably going to have to send a Cy Young guy into the bullpen, just because we're the Los Angeles Dodgers with 8 Cy Young guys. Yeah, just wild. I cannot believe that the Dodgers are doing this. It's nuts. I cannot believe that the Dodgers are doing this. All right, let's talk about more signings. Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette is not a lifelong Blue Jays. He just signed with the Mets $126 million for 3 years of his playing career. There are player opt-outs after the first and second year, which is good. This is why a lot of guys like the player opt-outs. I don't think he'll opt out, depending on how the Mets season does. But the Mets, they try to be the cool kid. They try to sign Juan Soto to that record-breaking deal. They try to get Bichette, but they never actually get up there. You know what I mean? They're just always bad. So, yeah, that's just there's no deferrals. So it's just straight up $42 million a year, which as a Dodgers fan, I can't really comprehend. No deferrals, $42 million straight up. I don't know. I don't understand that. But people thought Bichette was going to be a Blue Jay for life. Nah, it isn't going to end up being a Blue Jay for life. Another signing, JT Realmuto, a re-signing. Another signing, which is a re-signing. JT Realmuto re-signs with the Phillies on a 3-year, $45 million deal. Veteran catcher. He's a great catcher, all-star catcher. It's good for the Phillies. It's good for the Phillies to keep him. Seems like a great clubhouse guy. And Philly likes him. Philly really likes him. It's not a huge signing, $15 million a year, which is a good amount of money. But compared to the Tucker and Bichette deal, nothing. Pennies. All right, now we kind of already talked about this, but we're going to talk about this a little more in depth. But the 2027 MLB lockout is looking a lot more likely, especially with the Dodgers signing Kyle Tucker and being worth $575 million just in 2026. The 29 other teams and their fans are upset about the Dodgers spending, which is respectable. As a Dodgers fan, I can respect that. Your owners don't care as much as winning as the Dodgers owners. Fine, whatever. You're jealous of us. You can admit that. It's 29 against 1. The Dodgers are in the villain era. But yeah, after 2027, the term is up between the MLBPA and the MLB owners, and they're going to have to agree on stuff. And one thing that they can never agree on is a salary cap. And my idea, and I've been saying this for years, I've been saying this since we've started this podcast 2.5 years ago, don't make a salary cap. Make a salary minimum. Each team has to pay X amount, X percentage, whatever. You have to put that into your player salary, and then make a stricter luxury tax. The Dodgers are being taxed $161 million for... One second, where is it at? This thing's still not loading. Here we go. Yeah. So the Dodgers are paying $162 million in luxury tax for $413 million for their payroll. So hey, I like that. I think a luxury tax is fair. It's basically exactly how the IRS works in the U.S. You reach a certain threshold, you're paying more tax. You reach a certain threshold, you're paying more tax. What I think instead, don't touch it. I don't think you should touch it. But that's coming from a biased Dodgers fan. But if you are going to touch with a salary cap and luxury tax, what you should do is make a stricter luxury tax. So for the Dodgers, let's say in 2027, this isn't true, but let's say in 2027, they have $400 million in payroll. Instead of $160 million in tax, make it $200 million in tax. I don't care. Just don't make a salary cap. Because I just don't like that. As a Dodgers fan, I can't see a salary cap. I don't know how that would work, especially with all the deferred money. But just make it so much more. Just make the luxury tax so much more strict. And then you think about the last couple of years, people have been thinking, oh, when's going to be the $1 billion contract? There's going to be an MLB contract in the next few years worth $1 billion. You saw Juan Soto, $765. Guess what? If Kyle Tucker signed not 20-year deal, if Shohei Ohtani signed a 15-year deal at $70 million, that would have been $1 billion. If there's a salary cap, there's not going to be $1 billion contract for a while. That's going to really delay that accomplishment, that feat in the MLB. Just make a stricter luxury tax. I don't know, Rob Manfred. If somebody's watching knows Rob Manfred, talk to him. Luxury tax, stricter luxury tax, no salary cap. Have the Dodgers pay more money? I don't know. And what's going to happen to all the deferred money for the Dodgers? I have no idea. 29. And here's another thing. I've also talked about 29 other owners have the same money as the Dodgers. You don't need to complain about the Dodgers. And yeah, most players don't want a salary cap too. That's what the MLBPA and the owners don't agree on, is the players don't want a salary cap because that means they're limited their money. The owners do because they don't want to spend as much money. So that'll be interesting. I'm hoping we don't go into another lockout, but with the Dodgers signing Kyle Tucker and Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman and all of these other guys, it's bound to happen. It's just going to happen. And it's going to come out with it sucks. It's going to come out with another, with the salary cap. I want to talk about, where are we at? I want to talk about, we're talking about the Dodgers. I want to talk about the Dodgers contracts that are worth over $100 million. It's more than any other team. The Dodgers have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Dodgers have 8 contracts right now for their players worth over $100 million. You have Shohei Ohtani, obviously, with the biggest contracts ever at 10 years, $700 million. Then you have Mookie Betts, who signed a 12-year, $365 million deal, which, again, if you waited a few years, that contract could have easily been worth $600 million. I mean, easily. 12 years, yeah. Yoshinobu Yamamoto signed a 12-year, $325 million contract. Just recently, Kyle Tucker signed a 4-year, $240 million contract. You have Blake Snell, who signed a 5-year, $182 million contract. Freddie Freeman, 6 years for $162 million. Will Smith, one of the best offensive catchers in the league, signed a 10-year, $140 million contract recently. And then Tyler Glasnow, who signed a 5-year, $136.6 million contract. All of these for the Dodgers. So you add all that up, billions and billions and billions of dollars. I actually don't know how much all that is worth. 7 billions of dollars. Just billions of dollars just floating around the Dodgers. Dodgers clubhouse. It's just wild. It is nuts. Let's talk about the World Baseball Classic. The World Baseball Classic is coming up, and roster spots are filling up, and they're filling up fast. Obviously, big Team USA fan. Not last year. In the last tournament in 2023, electric. I mean, just unbelievable. I've never been more patriotic. Other than the World Baseball Classic, it's just a great tournament. Now, recently as a Dodgers fan, I've appreciated and loved playoffs a lot more, but the World Baseball Classic is up there. I mean, you see guys from all sorts of different teams and different leagues, honestly, just compete, and it ends up, especially the last time, it ended up with Japan and U.S. facing each other. Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani to end the World Baseball Classic. Shohei Ohtani, Dodger, struck out Mike Trout in the World Baseball Classic, and the USA lost. But guess what? They're coming for their revenge. But yeah, almost all the spots are filled up. There's about 3 spots left. There's an outfield position open. You need a third string catcher, and then you need another guy in the bullpen. What I say you do is, obviously last time Mike Trout was kind of like the captain in the World Baseball Classic. Bring him back. Bring Mike Trout back. Why can't Mike Trout be in the World Baseball Classic? If Clayton Kershaw can be in the World Baseball Classic, why can't Mike Trout? Let Mike Trout fill that spot. He's not going to be a starter, but just use him 6th. He could be the 6th outfielder. But yeah, it's a good team. I don't think the U.S. team is going to be as good as they were in 2023, but it's still a solid team. I mean, you got Harper, Bobby Witt Jr., Alex Bregman, Ernie Clement, Gunnar Henderson in the infield, easy infield. In the outfield, Corbin Carroll's great, Byron Buxton, PCA, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, outfield. Nothing's getting by them. Nothing's getting by them. And then catchers, you have Cal Raleigh and Will Smith, 2 best catchers in the league, in my opinion. In your starting rotation, you have Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal, Logan Webb, and Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan's the only, kind of questionable one that I have. Same with Logan Webb, but again, Paul and Skubal, about to be a Dodger, hopefully in a couple weeks. Yeah. It's a great rotation. And then the bullpen, you have Mason Miller, Bednar, Matthew Boyd, Garrett Clevenger, Clay Holmes, Griffin Jacks, Clayton Kershaw, which I'll actually talk more about here in a second. But Clayton Kershaw, I don't love that he's in the World Baseball Classic. I'm going to be honest. I wanted his last time on a baseball field to be for the Dodgers. Now, sure, maybe that might be a little greedy. I just don't love the fact that Kershaw is going to play on the field for the last time for Team USA instead of the Dodgers. Again, we'll see if he even pitches at all. He might not even pitch. I just don't love the fact, and it's not a huge deal. I'm kind of making a big deal over it, but I'm excited either way. And if he does play, obviously, I wish the best for Kershaw. But yeah, I don't think this team's as good as the 2023 one, but I think I think the U.S. still has a pretty solid team. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Going to be really exciting. I think it starts in March. It's a few weeks long. But yeah. All right. They call it the game. You have Miami facing off against Indiana. You have Heisman Doza versus Carson Beck. Monday night. What time's it at? What time's this game at? National Championship. Got caps off, con. All right. Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. This is a great game. This has been a great bracket. This has been a great college football postseason. But let's be honest. Indiana's going to blow out Miami. I've been doubting them all season. I didn't think that they should make it into the playoffs. Then they ended up upsetting number 7 Texas A&M, number 2 Ohio State, and number 6 Ole Miss to get back home in Miami. They are playing in their home stadium, which is the Dolphin Stadium, but that's where they have all their home stadiums, for the national championship. It's wild. Miami's run is wild. Would have never guessed it. Thought they would be first round exits, but here they are fighting for a national championship. Indiana hasn't lost in over a year. Indiana is an unreal team this season. Again, Fernando Heisman Doza. That's what, I don't know how you can legally change your name to Heisman Doza, but the Hoosiers, Hoosiers are going to get the win. It's an easy lock. I know this isn't lock of the day. Easy lock for the Hoosiers. I don't even know how much they're favored by. How much are the Hoosiers favored to win? They are they're favored to win by 8.5 points. This should be an easy win for them. But then, that's what I've said about 3 other games that Miami's faced off against in the college football playoffs. So there's a chance. And it's at their home stadium. There's a chance, but not a very good one. I have Indiana to win it all, become national champions. All right. This is a long podcast, but I like this podcast. This is one of the better ones. Let's see what TikTok Live's got to say. He didn't break it on that play. Yeah, he did. On that PI call, he broke it on that play. He did break it on that play. All right, let's move on to the top 5 players in the transfer portal. At number 5, you have Darian Mensah. He is transferring from Duke. He has 2 more years left of eligibility, and he's at the number 5 in the transfer portal. At number 4, you have Jordan Seaton. He is an offensive tackle. He is transferring from Colorado. Again, he has where we at right here. He's a sophomore right now, and he has 2 years left. Making podium at number 3, you have Sam Levitt. He is transferring from ASU and is going to transfer to LSU. He is a redshirt sophomore, so he's going to go into LSU with 2 years remaining. And then at number 2, you have Cam Coleman, wide receiver, leaving Auburn, transferring to Texas. He also has 2 years left. He's a sophomore right now. He was the number 5 overall recruit in 2024, and is one of the most talented wide receivers in college football. He has 93 catches. Yeah, 93 catches into over 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns over his first 2 seasons in the SEC. Cam Coleman's legit. And then the number 1, the best player in the transfer portal is Brendan Swordsby. He is transferring from Cincinnati and transferring to Texas Tech. He's a redshirt junior with 1 year left. He was the former Indiana transfer, developed into the top passers in college football at Cincinnati, and he's a great dual threat playmaker he's produced over 5,600 passing yards and over 1,000 rushing yards over his 2 seasons in Cincinnati. He's legit. All these guys are legit. But yeah, that is going to do it for the 133rd episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. You can listen wherever you listen to podcasts: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, your Amazon Alexa, YouTube for all the visuals. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Go to shop@HatTrickSports.com. Get the best merch imaginable and read our weekly newsletter. If you don't want to listen to the 35-minute podcast, you can do it in a 4-minute read on our newsletter. Thank you all for watching. We will see you guys next week for episode 134.